Good morning. Welcome to vlog 39, 3 weeks with the Leaf. My name is Trevor. This is my Barking Mad channel. Let's come along for the ride.
Boom, boom, there's a knock at the door, but don't freeze in your tracks. It's that chance that you've been waiting for. It's the light coming through the cracks. When life shows an open door, come on, step through.
Good morning. How are we all? Hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me. And this one is totally about 3 weeks with a car that I never thought I'd own. The Nissan Leaf, or as they say in America, a Nissan. I'm going to take you through a few bits, how much it's cost, its pros, its cons to date. Let's see what happens. Thank you to the subscriber number 60 this week. We're gradually creeping up towards that 1,000. Very grateful. Thank you so much though. Please don't go away. This vlog will be interesting for anyone contemplating buying an EV, possibly for the first time, just to maybe sink home a few of the facts and actual facts. I don't say what it could do, what it couldn't do. I tell you what it does do and what it doesn't do. So here goes for a factual vlog of 3 weeks with Twiggy the Leaf. I have to think about the seat height with cars, excuse me, because of Dottie's arthritis. And the Leaf has always come out as a little bit on the high side. It was slap bang in between the Skoda and the Agila, the car that caused both dogs problems, being so high up. So to be a bit nerdy about this, on the lowest setting, the Skoda was 544 millimeters seat height for the driver's side, and the Agila was 652 millimeters from the ground. Quite a difference. During the time, as I started thinking more towards going back to an EV, I gradually raised the seat of my driver's seat, the height of my driver's seat, sorry, up on the Skoda. Gradually, a couple of pumps on the handle each day, and it gradually went up higher and higher. In its highest setting, it was 585 millimeters high, and absolutely no problem. I left it there for over a week. Absolutely no problem. Daily jumping in, jumping out, fine. The Nissan 30 kilowatt Leaf is 595 millimeters from the ground, a driver's side minimum setting, which is what I had mine on. For both dogs, I put my hand under the harness, their harness. As they jump out, excuse me, I've just had coffee and breakfast. And I just soften the blow as they land. I take the weight off their joints. So, and it's been fabulous. It's worked really well. She's just clocked me. Look at that tail start going. Look, she's clocked me. Hello. Did you clock me? Did you? And you? Yes, you always do. This is going to prove she's okay. She's going to try humping him. Where's that baggy tail? There it is. There we go. It's playtime. Here we go. This is a dog that was struggling to walk last night. I know, you're just her sex toy. It's very big seats as well. They're like little armchairs, very typical Nissan style. Very, very nice soft ride. I went for the Ascenta model. That's got 16-inch wheels. You get slightly more range because you haven't got the bigger wheels. The 17-inch Techno comes with slightly bigger wheels, and you will get very slightly, it might be like 5 to 10 miles difference in range. It adds up. So what are the plus points? That's comfy. The plus points, obviously the huge saving in diesel. Oh my God, I go past petrol stations because it's 151 a litre. Now charging on my Octopus Go overnight, that's 2 nights charging. That's almost 300 miles range for me. 300 miles for £1.51, roughly. Wow. And how much is a diesel car going to get out of a litre? 10 miles? Maybe, if that. So a huge cost saving. Also servicing, she just had a major service. Let's change the brake fluids and change all the cabin filters. Absolutely fantastic. So the plus point, the big plus point, there's 2 big plus points. The cost, and as you'll see, my home charging, I'll put the little inserts here. So they've cost, here he comes, I knew it wouldn't be long. Home charging cost, no you're not hogging the camera. You can have this bit. Say hello. Hello everybody. It's good. It's just under £12, £11–12. It's going to be a struggle now, isn't it? Home charging. That's since I've had it, 25th of October. 3 weeks. Wow. And I've done 1,600 miles on that. Yes, I've had a couple of very short top-up charges at rapid chargers. They've most probably totaled between £4 and £6. So let's say for £17, that's not bad going. And of course the other thing is, rabbits are so much easier. Of course the other thing is, 0 emissions. I've saved so many. The app tells you how many kilos you've not put into the air from a typical diesel car, diesel or petrol car. It's phenomenal. I had no idea how many kilos, hundreds of kilos I was putting in those 3 weeks of carbon into the atmosphere. Absolutely astonishing. Another plus point is the range. Now I was really expecting on the 30 kilowatt, obviously bought a good one. It still gets 12 battery bars, and it's not been cold. I think the lowest temperature we've had since I've had it has been about 3 degrees overnight, and I was expecting to get somewhere between about 100 miles and 120 miles at the top range on the GOM, the gasometer. Most days I'm getting between 137 and 147 miles range. I think the lowest I had one day was about 131 miles, and that was most probably that day it was 3 degrees. I drive it in eco most of the time because doing Amazon I don't need to rush around, and they give you plenty of time to do it. So eco, what does eco do? So the eco setting reduces the acceleration on the car, so you're most probably accelerating at the same rate as a typical fossil car, petrol or diesel, your typical family saloon. Take it out of eco and it really does just fly off the mark. Okay, top end, I think they've limited this to about 90 miles an hour. You don't do it, certainly I don't do that now. So the acceleration, if you want it to be, is great. So I drive it in eco. It also restricts the strength of the aircon, basically, so it won't be so proactive. It'll still be working, but at a lesser degree. Another big plus point is heating. When it's a bit chilly, it's been a bit chilly a few times, the heating's instant. Because I've charged it up overnight for those 4 hours, the batteries are at a nominal temperature, 4 or 5 bars in the heating side, when I get in it in the next day. Even yesterday when I got it on the first time at 4 o'clock, 3:45 in the afternoon, the batteries were still on four lines on the temperature gauge. And I just put the heating on, and as I pulled out the drive, pardon me, how rude! Hot air was coming through the vents. It was great. Yes, very pleased with the range, very pleased with the instant heat. The dashboard, I love it. It most probably is quite dated compared to modern EVs with all the screens like the Teslas, and now you're getting the Ioniq 5 and the Kia 6 and all the other ones that have all the screens going across, the Honda E, etc. So this is all rather preset what the screens do, except for the entertainment one with the sat nav and all that jazz. Because that gives you all your electronic stuff bits as well in it. So it tells you if you turn your aircon off, how much extra mileage you're going to get. You're gradually slowing down, I think, and how much you'll gain if you turn it off. So that's all very handy. But the dashboard graphics are so nice, clear and big. Even I could read them without my glasses on. It's fantastic. Also on the dashboard are trees you can grow. And if you drive in a green manner, here it comes. Yeah. You grow a tree gradually. And it's quite fascinating. I think you can grow up to about 5, I think it is. So when I finished like over in Winchester or Romsey, on the way back, driving carefully, I can grow a couple of trees. It's fab, it just makes you feel good. So I bought the Centre model, which is the middle of the range, and the top of the range, the Techno, has a Bose sound system, which is meant to be absolutely phenomenal. Mine just has a standard Nissan one, and I've got to be honest, the sound's still pretty damn good. The only thing you hear is tyre noise, and it is amazing how much tyre noise, even with EV tyres on, low rolling resistance, how much tyre noise you do still hear. But it's very well insulated. So all the plus points, and another big plus point is the charging point being at the front. It's just so handy. Don't know why more car manufacturers of EVs don't put it at the front. MG does, Nissan does, I think Kia does on the Soul. But it's just for when I pull into the driveway, I'll show you a picture in a second. And also when you put into the rapid chargers, you don't have to worry about reversing, so it's on such a side. You might have to park in the wrong bay or something. Excuse me, I've got an itch. And yeah, it's just so practical. And another thing that's a bonus is the price. People say electric cars are expensive. I've only afforded this by putting it onto what was initially 3 credit cards and then transferring it to one big credit card on 0%. And I estimate in 2.5 years' time it will be paid off. And the price of my Twiggy, including their £200 admin fee, was £12,700. I don't mind sharing that because it was a bargain. If it came from a Nissan dealer, that car would have been £15,000, £16,000. To me, there is no contest. And I think one of the deciding factors, I've got 2 wonderful nephews. I've enjoyed this world. My parents enjoyed this world. My grandparents enjoyed this world. And maybe through naivety, maybe through ignorance, our generation and past generations have enjoyed this world without thinking too much about the effect our enjoyment has had on this world. And now it's time to do our little bits so that our future generations, I don't have kids as you know, but but I've got lots of friends, as I say, I've got family that's got children. It's time for their children and their children and their children to enjoy this planet for many, many generations to come. And for this to be the new norm, and for us to have a little hindsight into saving things. Animal species that are gradually going, or rapidly going extinct. Their habitats which are being ruined purely for greed. What we eat, how we eat. So much we can do. So let's not be selfish and let's go down the EV route. So, going off on a little bit of a rant there, but it's a very apt rant, I feel. The reason behind EVs are now doing so well. So the bad points about it, and from stopping the last clip and doing this clip, I can't think of any. Yes, I could have bought a more up-to-date car, a more up-to-date version of the Leaf. I could have bought, just a bit of hindsight here, those thinking, oh, the new Leaf's so much better design and everything. Same battery pack, same size. I can actually put the new Leaf's battery pack into this one if I wanted to. I don't want to. This one's more than adequate for what I need, doing my Amazon runs and deliveries. I could have gone for the Hyundai that I had before. That is a great car. Yes, most probably a better car. It is a better car. Much more advanced, much more technical, and the shape's much more streamlined. If you ever wonder why the Nissan Leaf has those big bug-eye headlamps, it's to deflect the wind over the door mirrors. If it didn't have them, you would have loud whistling over the big door mirrors because they are huge. They're like coach door mirrors on it. So they deflect the wind over it, and those little ones on the bonnet, at the top of the bonnet, they deflect the wind over the certain areas of the car as you're going along to once again reduce wind noise. Roof, don't be so noisy.
Wow!
So yes, I could have bought an Ioniq, but that would have cost me most probably about another £6,000 on top of what I paid for this. So yes, it doesn't have lane departure warning, it doesn't have smart cruise, but the cruise control buttons are so big and clunky and easy to use on the steering wheel. As you're driving along, you can adjust the speed yourself just on the up and plus and minus button. Honey hoops, and that's not a porn star. It's what I have for breakfast. My God, they don't have to regurgitate. Do excuse me. It doesn't have any form of autopilot, pro-pilot like the new Nissans do. Autopilot like so many cars have. It's very good at what it does. It's very efficient at what it does. People say the shape of it makes it not so efficient. I'm getting equal efficiency, if not slightly more than I got out of the Ioniq, which has really surprised me because the Ioniq is the most efficient EV on the market because of its sleek, slender shape, a bit like me. Actually, I'm more shaped like the Leaf. Big and bulky. There's a lot to think about, and if you're worried about that range, this car really puts you at ease. I went straight in at a Tesla when I went to the onto the EV game, and you don't have, well, my anxiety came in about 100 miles left on the range. I thought, I must charge it up tonight. I've got down to like 20 odd miles, and I've not been in too much of a panic about it. I've been quite relaxed thinking, no, that's enough to get me home, that's fine. Although it would always be nice to find a charger, just to put a little bit of a boost in, just in case you want to turn the heating back on or something. But I've not gone into turtle mode yet. It does put you very much at ease with driving. It's so easy to drive. Perhaps my only negative point is the handbrake on these models. It's like where the clutch would be. And it's a pedal handbrake. And talking about brakes, perhaps that is the other negative point. Because you don't use brakes, you mainly use regenerative braking. Perhaps the Leaf, because it doesn't have various levels of regen brake, it just has 2 levels. Have to bear in mind the brake lights on this car do not come on when you're on maximum regen. So the car behind you doesn't know you're slowing down. So it does always pay just to tap the brake pedal, just so they know you are slowing down, especially on the motorway. But the regen braking puts roughly back into my consumption 25% of all the electric I use. It's quite amazing. So yes, the brakes, because you don't use brakes on EV, I had the same simple sort of issue with the Hyundai. And this one, when I go forward, I get a little squeak sometimes. But I will most probably put it back into this and just have another look. Just to double check everything's okay. But it's just a little bit of an annoying squeak that goes as you go along in accordance with the speed of the car. But that is the only negative points. The handbrake location. So anyway, I'm going to show you a little bit about the car. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. Gonna buy one yet?
So we're inside. It really is that easy. Just press the start button. It all comes to life. Put your foot on the brake pedal at the same time. And there we go, the dashboard's come alive. Turn that so we can do that. So, oh, going to focus, there we go. So at the top, when you put your foot down, it goes white dots to the power, depending how much power you put down. Don't know what happened then. And if it goes to the left, that goes green. That means you're putting energy back into the battery. On the left is the battery temperature gauge. You can see we're on 5 bars. That's perfectly fine. They're warm. Then certainly not hot. That's normal temperature because they heat it up overnight. And I've been using it this morning. Got 73% of the battery left. The car's total mileage is 19,891. And this morning on this block so far, I've done 19.7 miles. Over to the right, let's take it out the glare. There we go. So on the very far right hand side, the thin line going up past the 1, that's the battery state of health. It comes with, but it's brand new, 12 bars, and I've still got 12 bars. As the battery degrades, it will reduce down 11. I'm expecting in the next 10,000 miles to lose 1 bar. So it goes down to 11. Won't have a huge effect. As you'll see from the photo this morning, I started off with 150 miles range. I've got 97 miles left. And if we go to the middle display here and hit this little button, hit energy. So for example, I've got 97 miles range. If I switch on the climate, I'm going to lose 5 miles. Shall we see if that's right? There we go, it's gone down to 92. I'll turn that back off, don't need it, it's not cold. And it tells you just how much you're using. All I've got on is the fan, which is a little bit higher than I want at the moment, so there we go. It's got the history of it, your energy. So I'm getting 4 miles per kilowatt, which isn't bad. I'd like to have thought I've got a bit higher, but I've been on the motorway this morning as well. So yeah, no, it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. So go back to energy use. I've not really looked at what some of these driving range. There we go. This gives you a map. So the white is what you can do, and the grey is what you could do. That's in the ultimate world. So ideally you're going to charge up in the white if you're going that far, but you could get as far as the grey, and that's with 73% left. Let's go back. Nearby stations, so obviously that tells you where you're nearest. I'm not going to go into that one, it's quite straightforward. Update stations, charging timer, that's so you can set the timer. So as you can see, for charging at home, I've set it up 7 days a week to fit in with my Octopus Go. climate control timer. So if I had a 9 to 5 job and in the winter I wanted it to de-ice itself, I could have it so it does it automatically. And when it does get to that stage, I might have it switch on at 3 for like 10 minutes just to come on, but no. Nissan Connect, that's the app, and 0 emissions settings. So it just tells you all about the actual settings of the actual unit, my email address, which I'm not going to display on here. And there we go. It's a very good system. If you want to, it's got radio, it's got DAB radio, it's got Bluetooth audio, it's also got in down here USB socket, and over here it's got the little circular headphone jack if you wanted to plug in doing it that way. Auto headlights, auto wipers, and it has got CD. You're saying, well, where the hell's the CD? Aha. There it is, along with the map SD card. And to close it, we just do that. There she goes back. And there we go. A very good car. That's the gear stick, so to speak. Forward for reverse. That for neutral. That for drive. And do it again for braking drive. So that increases regen braking. It didn't go in because I didn't have my foot on the brake. So the handbrake pedal, if I can get it down there, is there. That's on at the moment. Brake and accelerator. This side is all devoted mainly, except that button, to the cruise control. It is very nice and easy. I'm going to change hands, pardon the expression, said the actress to the bishop. So very nice and easy. You can just adjust the speed up, adjust it down, cancel this cruise control, bring the cruise control up. There we go, cruise has just come up. Or the minimum speed, maximum speed. So if you wanted to set it, you could do. Then you've got the eco button. So if I turn eco off, it takes the range down to 91 miles. If I put eco on, we got 96 miles. I've lost a mile doing that. It's because I've got things running at the moment. So there we go. That is the dashboard. To me, I love it. Oh, and at the top, we haven't done up the top. You've got miles per hour, obviously, in the middle, the current time on the right, and then the outside temperature. Oh, why did they come on? I don't know. On the left is where it grows trees. Obviously, I've just started up. I'll show you a photo of that in a minute. I don't know why that one. It's raining. That's why. It's actually just started raining very slightly. I'll show you a photo of that in a minute when I get home of it growing a tree. So there we go. It is that easy, and I love it because everything is so big, so the graphics are so easy to see and so straightforward. So I say I've not opened the book yet. Anything I need to do is to check my washer fluid at some point. But yeah, I love it. I love the car. It's brilliant. So easy to operate.
Come here, you. Right, let's have a little final chat to our vloggers. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it interesting. This is my third EV. And all three cars have had plus points and very, very small minor points. It's a new way of driving, it's a new way of living. It's a much more relaxed way of driving. And it's fun. I never get out of that car without a huge smile on my face. It's like being a kid again in a go-kart. It really is great. And from the wallet side of things, I actually don't know if I'd have kept on being able to keep on doing Amazon with the price of diesel now in Skoda. It was getting quite scary. Although I've got 2.5 years of repayments on this roughly, on the 0% credit card. After that, the going will be a lot easier. But it's certainly taken a big weight off my mind. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it interesting, and don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the bell icon, and hit the top one, and then YouTube will let you know when I release the next one. And next week, we might just be having a little trip up to Surrey. You take care, stay safe, God bless, and thank you once again. Oh, that's doing that. What are you doing? Here you go. Oh, am I just a springboard? Am I? Am I? Am I just a springboard? Dottie's gone to bed and you're taking advantage, aren't you? Yes, lots of love and cuddles from Toto. You gorgeous? Do you love your daddy? Hey?